Yeah, hello and good evening to our Fireside Chat second edition. DC, how are you today, or how are you this morning actually?
Not morning, it's mid of the day, 12 o'clock German time. Fine, and I'm looking forward to the second episode of the Fireside Chat.
This is going to be really exciting. It's our second episode, and we've got the second visitor here tonight, and he's also from Australia. I don't know, there must be a real DeFi heavy area in this area down under. And we are really excited to bring somebody special to you tonight. It was like a real challenge after our first edition, DC, huh? To get somebody on. But yeah, it's somebody a couple of people might know already. He's a moderator, he's a colleague of you. Maybe you can say a couple of words about him before we bring him on board, because you know him for quite a while already, I guess.
Yeah, I met him 2 or 3 times in a call, but a lot of you know him just from Telegram as a name or as a small pic. And now you see the face of, who's our guest?
Our guest is Dave, the moderator, and here he is. Hey Dave, good evening. Hello to Down Under. How are you tonight?
Hello.
Cool. So good to have you on board.
G'day from Down Under.
Cool. Where are you at the moment, Dave?
Yeah, likewise. I'm in my backyard at the moment, and I'm fireside. I've literally
Show
got
us
the fire going.
fire. Show us
I'm
the
sitting
fire,
in my
Dave.
backyard, which is. Can we get the fire?
Yeah.
Great.
Fire. Yeah.
Don't get burnt, my friend. Cool.
There's the fire.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I live on 10 acres in the bush, and I've often got the fire going. It's a bit of a regular thing here. I often cook on the fire. I live in the bush. I've got no neighbours. Life's good in the bush. Yeah, I like it.
Fantastic. Okay, awesome. Good to have you here. Hey, Dave. We have so many things to talk about, guys. If you see a little bit that we kind of speak over each other, we're having a little bit of challenge. So I'm in Singapore, DC is in Germany, Dave's in the bush via satellite internet connection connected to our live stream here. So there might be some slight delays. So we don't try to be rude. It can just happen that he hears us like a couple of seconds later, so we try to be mindful about that and not try to talk too much over each other. Dave, tell us a little bit more about you before we go then into your crypto journey, into your DFI journey, and so many things to talk about. Give us a little bit more background of you, beside that you live in the bush in Australia.
Okay. Well, I'm a true blue Aussie. I do live in the bush in Australia. I've grown up in Australia. I've lived in Australia all my life. I've got a trade. I'm a fitter and turner by trade. Worked in that industry most of my life, on and off between trading. When trading's not going good, or when my headspace hasn't been right in trading, I pick up my tool bag and go back to work. That's basically what I've done for my whole life. So it's, I mean, Australia's great. It's a great place. I love it here. I love where I live. Love the bush, and I love the lifestyle and the freedom. It's fantastic. I mean, I reckon I've got the best of all the worlds. The bush, the open space, the freedom, and here I am on a satellite connection talking to people around the world, and I can trade and I can do everything from home here in my little spot in the bush. I love it. Yeah.
Sounds like you're living the dream, Dave. And having a cold beer.
I'm living my dream.
Fantastic. Yep. Very good. So
a rum.
Rum. Okay. So you said
really?
Yeah, I'm on water here. Hey, I gotta go for a run later. Otherwise, we would celebrate with you, Dave. We have to say something. It's a very special occasion, actually. Today is a big day for you.
Tomorrow's the big day. Tomorrow.
Exactly.
But I've started today.
You started today. So Dave, guys out there, Dave's is his 50th birthday tomorrow, and he's doing like the dress rehearsal of his campfire behind him. And yeah, so happy birthday for your great 50th birthday tomorrow, Dave.
Thanks, guys. Hey, big milestone tomorrow.
Yeah. It is.
Big party.
I turned 56 months ago. My life didn't really change, but I was always looking forward to 50. I thought, oh, the big 50, what's going to happen then? But it got only better. So nothing to worry about. Hey, Dave, tell us a little bit.
Funny thing is...
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, like 50, but you're still 17 in your mind, aren't you? You know?
Absolutely.
It's not much changes. Just the body wears out.
Good. Hey, Dave, you said you've been a trader all your life. What have you been trading? I guess it was not crypto all your life. How did the journey start, and how did you then come to crypto?
Yeah, okay, that's a pretty interesting story, actually. Because I've only traded crypto the last 18 months or so, but I've been trading probably over 20 years now, I'd say. Some of that full time. I've traded 3.5 years full time. Went back to work, traded again for a few years on and off. I've like I said, I've done that a fair bit. But how I got into trading, like I said, my background was mechanical. Like I'm a mechanical engineer. That's sort of my trade, and that's what I've been in all my life. Done a lot of big shutdown work, a lot of hard work, 12-hour shifts, big tools, big spanners, all that sort of thing. And it was actually one day after, I think it was a 2-week shutdown, and it was coming near the end, and I was absolutely worn out. And it was a Sunday, and I got home after a 12-hour shift on a Sunday, and I picked up our local Sunday paper, and there was this little ad in the paper that jumped out at me, and it said, it was a typical ad type of thing, sick of working, you want the money, you want the lifestyle, all this sort of thing. But it offered a free DVD, and it really, really appealed to me. Probably because I'd just been doing 12-hour shifts and was worn out too. But it jumped out, and I thought, hey, I've got nothing to lose. Let me get this free CD. And it actually turns out it was a program for personal development. A guy in Australia here called Jamie McIntyre. Which, funny story, it turns out I actually personally know him. His cousin was one of my best mates, but I didn't know this till I joined up with him and everything. And he was big on personal development, big on like tax reduction, different strategies for personal development, and one of them was trading, and that really clicked with me. I got into option trading first up, and it wasn't long when I went down that path, that personal development, that trading path. And all of a sudden I was making more money than I was in my trade at work. So at that point in time, I thought, hey, what am I doing here? Why am I working these 12-hour shifts and busting my ass, and I'm making more money trading? So I pulled the pin, and I actually traded full-time options, which was a pretty big thing at the time. And it was hard to do, because back then, it's not like crypto now where you can just join up on your phone and start trading instantly with your credit card. Back then, I'd use a full service broker. So I had to ring on my phone a full service broker. And the strategy that I was using was actually 4 legs. So there might be some traders out there that might know. I used to do bull put credit spreads on options. That's what the strategy was called. But it was putting 4 legs of a trade, option trades on at a time, and it used to cost me $100 a leg. So it was $400, like Aussie, to put on one trade that I used to do.
Holy shit.
But it was very profitable. It was very good. My first trade, when I'd done that full time, I actually made $14,500 first trade. And I thought, wow, look at this. I've made
Crazy.
it. Woohoo! I'm going to be a trader. And that actually was one of my best trades. I had a lot of successful trades and success after that, but that was still one of my best trades. I had losing trades as well, but we were actually going really good, and part of that personal development thing and all that too, we got into property development, and I had a business partner, and things went bad. He ended up ripping me off, and lost a lot of money with a deal through him. Anyway, it all went bad, all went sour. So my headspace wasn't right. So I picked up my tool bag and went back to work for a while. Got back in the trade for a while, and then I love trading. I love technical analysis. So after that, I got back into futures. And then I used to sit up at night time trading the futures market, the American futures market, which in Aussie, it was like 11:30 at night till about 4:35 in the morning. So I found myself sitting up all night and sleeping all day. So it was quite profitable and it worked good for a while, but it did not suit my lifestyle. I had like all my friends, where are you doing? Come out on the weekend, Smithy, and here I was sleeping, staying up all night and trying to trade markets. Lifestyle was no lifestyle. So I gave that up after a while too, and then went back to work again. Then got my headspace right again, because trading is a real psychology game. Your headspace has got to be right. Got my headspace right again, and went into Forex. Had a look at that because that sort of suited me at the time, and traded Forex for quite a long time. And then with the recent, what happened there that's right. I was trading Forex and I was still working. But I was trading Forex part-time. I had a good strategy, doing quite well. But it got pretty boring. There was no real excitement. It was just a job, just a way to make extra money. So I started looking for something else. COVID hit in Australia. I got made redundant twice.
Wow.
COVID. The second time was just before COVID. So I found myself sitting at home without a job, out here in the bush. I could do what I like out here, but so crypto. I thought, righto, let's start having a look at crypto. So I jumped on Google, as you do. Started Googling, started looking at a few things, and I thought, shit, look at this crypto, look at this market, look how volatile it is, look how much money I can make here. And what I actually done, how I first started, there's a platform called StormGain, and I found it first, and I downloaded it on my phone. And while I downloaded it, you could actually mine Bitcoin on your phone for free. Now, it's not a lot, but you could make, I think I was mining about $10 a week on my phone. But once I had $10, you could bank it and put it into a trading account. Right now, what I was doing, I was setting myself up to get into crypto. So I found that platform pretty early on. And what I'd done, I built up that $10, I built up $20, and then $30. And then I started trading with my trading knowledge I knew. And I actually started making some pretty good money in crypto there. From nothing, I started like mining free Bitcoin on my phone. And once I looked at the market and realized the volatility in this market, I thought, this is the go. Like, look at this. And yeah, I made some awesome trades. And actually, the first few I made were shorts on Bitcoin. And I thought, wow, look at this market. How awesome is this going to be? So then I done a little bit more research and started to get a bit serious about it. And I found a guy in Australia called Trader Cobb. Joined his program. He's a full-time crypto trader. He done his time on the London Stock Exchange, and he exclusively trades crypto in Australia. And he's proven. You know what I mean? He's a down-to-earth good guy. His strategy works, and I jumped on board with him. And I don't know if Julian's actually done it yet, but Craig and Julian, I set up an interview with Craig and Julian, which is going to happen any day now if it hasn't already. So that'll be interesting to look out for as well. But yeah, that's basically my trading story, and how I got into crypto. So
Was this so what year was this? You said this was in COVID, during COVID already. So this was 2020, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it was. That's when I went full on into crypto. Yeah,
Okay.
into trading.
When was the
I got into
first?
crypto.
Yeah, when was the first time you heard about crypto?
To be honest, I bought my first Bitcoin. I was trying to work it out the other day, and it's probably about 8 or 9 years ago. I think it was around $300. And I thought, shit, $300? Like, this is way too much. You know, I'll only buy one. Yeah, so I bought a Bitcoin. Now, why I bought that was that personal development program I talked about, and that guy, he recommended it at the time and sort of introduced me to crypto. I thought, this guy's on the ball. He knows what he's a multimillionaire, you know, that's in the know. So he was recommending it and saying, jump on board. So I thought, well, you know, a couple $100, this is worth a risk. So I bought a few. Yeah, that was my first introduction into crypto. I've still got those crypto.
Good.
Okay, you bought a few, and
But
where are
I
they?
don't hold the keys. They're still in a wallet somewhere. It's a funny story. I'm divorced probably about 5-6 years ago now. So like I said, it was about 8 or 9 years ago I bought that crypto. And back then it was a real deal. It wasn't like now you just buy crypto on an exchange or whatever. I had to research and like find out how to actually buy it. And here I was in my local town, down the street at like 8 o'clock at night at an ATM trying to transfer money. Because it was like, from memory, it was like a peer-to-peer transaction. It wasn't on an exchange or anything like now. It was, I had to physically send someone money, and then they gave me Bitcoin. Yeah, so here I was down the street. I'd done this transaction and I had Bitcoin, and I didn't know what to do with it. You know, I hold Bitcoin, and you got to remember this is like 8-9 years ago, and I sat on it, didn't really watch it, got divorced and sort of stuff. But it's at my ex's place now, sitting in a drawer there somewhere. That I've still got a pile of stuff there that she's not given back to me, but I'll get it back one day. So I've got a couple of Bitcoins sitting there somewhere that hopefully I'll get back someday. So
I hope
that
she's
was my
not. I
first.
hope she's not watching the live stream tonight.
Yeah. Oh well. It's funny. I mean, it's still there. Hopefully, I might get it back someday. But I mean, really, I've written it off. Yeah. But that was my actual first introduction to crypto.
Wow. Yeah, $300. I bought my Bitcoin. It was like $600 my first, and I had the same feeling. I thought, hell in the world, is this overpriced? This can only go wrong, right? And nowadays, I wish I would have been smarter at that time. I think we've all been in the same situation, the same feeling for everyone, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So how?
It's crazy. At the time, I mean, I was trading stocks and different things, and I mean, you know, $100 is a lot for a stock. You know, most of $20, $30, you know, $7, and here was Bitcoin like $332 or something. I thought, wow, this is insane. You know, but yeah, I bought some.
Well done, good job. So how did this? So you started with crypto after all your long trading experience. How you said crazy volatility. Volatility for a trader, as it sounds, seems to be a good thing. Are you still trading, or did you give up on trading, or how did the whole story then progress? And how did you find out about DefiChain then? How did that happen?
Yeah, well, I started trading first, crypto, and then, I mean, as you know, crypto is very versatile. There's all sorts of avenues and paths you can go down with crypto. So, because I was sitting at home with COVID trading, online, I got bored, so I started doing a bit of research. And I was pretty fortunate that I found Cake virtually straight away. And I can't remember how I actually found it, but I come across it online. I thought, hey, this is interesting. Let's have a look at this. And I think it was 37% or something return then for staking. I thought, wow, that's pretty good, you know. So I whacked a little bit in there, and I think the first DFI I bought, I think, was 22 cents. And I thought, you know, this is good. And I sort of put it in the platform. The platform back then, as you guys would know, it was a little bit clunky. It was a little bit, it wasn't like it is now, you know, and there wasn't a lot of information. So I was just trying to search and research and find out as much as I could. And building that trust, you know, it's fairly experienced at trading, but, you know, cryptos, you know, has got a lot of a bad rap, you know, a lot of scams, all that sort of thing. So here I was starting to throw money into this Cake platform. I didn't really know what it was. So it took a little while to build the trust, and I just started putting more and more in there as I was trading. And it you know, it all worked. They done everything they said they were going to do. You know, it just progressed. And as you know, then with the coin burn and all that, you know, the staking went up to over 100%. I thought, wow, look at this, you know. And realistically, I don't care what anyone says, but any trader, if you can make 100% return a year on your trading bank, that's pretty awesome. Because I mean, about 95, 96% of traders fail. You know, they'll blow up their banks. And I mean, I've traded for 20 years. I've blown up lots of banks over my time, and I'm still I'm no guru trader by any means. I'm a trader. I love it. I love that technical analysis, but you know, there's still a lot to learn. Yeah, so that was me crypto. You know, that was how I got into crypto and the Cake. But what I found, my trading in crypto, it's good and it works, but it's a lot of hard work too, or it can be hard work. You know, you've got to watch the markets. I trade different time frames, but probably most of the trades are on the 1 hour, 4 hour. You know, I'll take dailies as well, and even weeklies signals as well. But the trading strategy I use works on any market and any time frame, but you physically can't get it on a trade on under a 15-minute chart because, you know, price moves too quick and everything happens too quick. I physically can't do it on a shorter time frame. You get the signals, but you can't actually take them because you can't act quick enough. So yeah, it's, and you don't have to watch the markets all the time, but if there's a signal happening like on the 4 hour, every 4 hour you've got to have a look to see if that, you know, has given a signal. So you sort of found yourself tied to the charts all the time and looking for these signals. And you know, the second you go and do something, or I mean, I do a lot of sports and stuff with my daughter as well, so I'd go and take her to athletics and you'd miss a signal, you know, and that'd be frustrating. You've been waiting and waiting and watching it set up on a 4 hour chart, and then you've missed the entry. So what I found myself doing was putting more into Cake, and then I found DefiChain as well, and decided, okay, I'm going to run a node. You know, venture down that sort of side of things. So once I sort of sussed it out, and in the early days too with the wallet, you know, that was, you know, download every second day and problems and syncing and all this sort of thing. But I persevered through all that, made it work, and sort of transferred all my money from Cake then into DefiChain, and yeah, never looked back. So what I found myself was trading less and less and investing more into Cake. I still look at the market, but I'm not as active as what I was. And what I'm actually trying to do, and I talked to Daniel a little bit about this as well, I'm actually trying to learn PineScript, which is the programming. what I'm trying to do is come up with a scalping program or scalping strategy for crypto. That's what really interests me. I mean, I love technical analysis, and there will be a way. I haven't found it exactly yet, but I'm trying to learn the Pine script editor so I can make my own sort of trading strategy with crypto, and that's the path I'm trying to go down. I mean, I love trading. I'm still interested in it, but at the moment I'm not actually trading a lot because I'm making too good of returns with Cake and DefiChain. Yeah.
Fantastic. But okay, so I find it really, really interesting that you said like you transitioned more from being a trader in becoming an investor. And how did it happen then that you started becoming a moderator? Was it that you faced so many little obstacles that had to be solved that you said, I want to help other people to have an easier entry into the project? Or how did this happen then?
Yeah, it was from sitting at home in COVID, right? Because I was sitting at home bored, researching crypto, all this sort of thing. So I sort of learnt and found all the info I could on Cake and DefiChain. And then I found out, oh, look, they've got a Telegram group, they've got a Reddit group, they've got this. So I'd never used Telegram before. So I jumped on there and just started having a look around. And what I found is all these questions, all these noobs were asking in the Telegram, I could answer. So I'd just start replying, started telling them what I thought and what knowledge I had, and just setting them straight with a lot of things. And it was only a couple of weeks sort of into it, and Fabio DM'd me and said, hey, you know what you're on about, you want to be a moderator, sort of thing. So I said, yeah, sure. I'm sitting at home, I've got the time, I'm online, why not? So yeah, so that's how the moderator thing sort of started. Yeah.
So pretty similar to my case, sitting at home, want to get contacts to other persons, have time, interested in the techniques, want to help others. Yeah, pretty the same.
Absolut, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, as you know, crypto is one of those things that you can only talk to certain people about. Certain people know. So, I mean, here I am in the bush in COVID, not talking to any people, and I'm into crypto. So what am I going to do? I want to go to Telegram group and place where people talk about crypto and stuff. So, yeah.
Cool.
And I mean, at the time, I'm not sure, Mark, and I don't know whether you know DZ, but I actually I started in COVID too because I was unemployed, right? I wanted to get an income. So that's when I started trading. And then I had all this spare time as well. And what I actually done, I actually got a government grant in Australia, which was only very minimal wage. It was like $300 a week, but they were paying me $300 a week to start a business. So what I'd done, I decided I was going to start an affiliate website. Now this was a way for me to get a little bit of money out of the government while I was in COVID, and potentially create another stream of income. And what I'd done, I decided I'm going to start a crypto website. So I did. And I put my case forward. I had to do a business plan, all this sort of thing. And I got a government grant to start a website. So I thought, look, I don't know everything about crypto. I want to know a lot more. So this website will help me learn, because I had to write articles, all the time about crypto, about staking, about this, about that, how things work. And I thought this is going to be a great opportunity for me to learn as well, to learn about crypto. So that's what I've done. Started a website as well.
Cool. So you really made the best out of this time. I just imagine now you sit there in the bush, the kangaroos jumping around, and you're on Telegram supporting the English-speaking community. Awesome. I think that's a picture I will never get out of my head anymore.
They literally literally do. Where I've got a little desk in my house where I trade, and I can look out my front door in the daytime, and there's about 7 kangaroos that come and feed on my grass there every day. So I forget a few times I've been chatting with people, and I've taken a photo, of me roos out the front door and sent them to them, and they go, "Wow, like look at this," But yeah, they're like my pets. They're yeah. It's funny because I mean, a lot of foreigners come to Australia and they think they're going to see kangaroos jumping down the main street. Everyone wants to come to Australia and see a kangaroo. For me, it's a daily occurrence. And I do have them in my yard. So
cool.
Yeah. And koalas as well. Yeah.
Sounds exciting. I've never been down there. I really, but now I know 2 people already. Now I've got like you in the bush, and then we've got Daniel Kagara sitting somewhere in Melbourne, I guess. So I think I'm gonna do a down under DefiChain tour sooner or later, as soon as the borders open up again. So you said you're trading less now, right? And I don't want to go too much into details, and you just tell us whatever you want to tell. But are you invested in other projects? And if yes, what's your approach? What are you looking for? What's the reasoning to get behind a certain coin and a certain project? Or are you like only into DefiChain? I guess you might have other investments as well. What's your take on this?
Well, when I first started trading the crypto, I mean, trading's different than investing. Totally different. I mean, with my trading, I'll trade the top 100 market cap basically, because that's where the volume is, and you can enter and get out of trades quick. You can't trade the lower cap coins, but I don't care what the coin is for trading. I don't care what it's called, what name. If there's a signal there, I'll take it. If it's in the top 100 and it's got a signal, I take it. It's simple as that. But what I started doing at the start was trading, and then once I sort of refined and got my strategy down pat and was starting to work, the profits from my trading I put into investing. That's what I started whacking into cake, more and more. And yeah, it just went from there. So what I found was that, I sort of shifted from trading to investing more. Now, investing's totally different than trading, like I said. So at the start, before I sort of got right into DefiChain and cake, I was staking. I mean, I was staking DOT. Because I'm trading, you can stake FTT on the FTX platform where I was trading, and you actually get a discount on your trading fees. Same as Binance. I used to trade a little bit on Binance, but I don't like trading on Binance because it was too hard to put the trades on. Because when I place a trade, there's always a stop loss and always a take profit in place. Never ever enter a trade without a stop loss or a take profit. But what I found, excuse me, yeah, it was weird with I forgot where I was going with that then, but with the stop loss and take profit, it doesn't matter. I mean, you have to do that, but with the investing, it was totally different. So what I started doing with the investing, that's right, I was staking the FTT and Binance. That's where I was going, down the Binance track. I actually bought BNB as well at, I forget what I bought it for, really cheap. Fairly cheap. I think it was $20 something I bought BNB for as well back when I started trading, because same thing, you could get a discount on your trading fees if you held BNB, or I think I was actually staking it in Binance as well, and you could get a good discount on your trading fees. I hated Binance because you couldn't put your stop loss and everything on in the one trade, whereas FTX you can do it as one trade. On Binance, I had to put 3 different trades on. I had to enter the trade, I had to put my stop loss on as a separate trade, and I had to put my take profit on as a separate trade, and it got real complicated. So I ended up selling my BNB for, I forget what it was, $300 something or whatever too. So I made a pretty good whack out of that as well. but I don't deal with Binance anymore. It's FTX exclusively, and I trade the futures contracts as well because you can short them. Yeah.
So
But
so for trading,
that's
there's
so at the beginning.
Trading, there's no emotional
at the
connection
beginning,
to the coin,
I
right?
was no, none at all, no emotion at all. That's the thing. I mean, you've got to. Trading is just a game of probabilities. That's all it is. You got to take your emotion out. If you're emotional, I guarantee you'll lose. Guarantee. Simple as that. And that's the way I trade. I've got a checklist, and I've got to tick the boxes. And when I say tick the boxes, I physically tick the boxes. I've got a checklist printed out that I sit in front of me, and yep, it meets that condition. Yep, it meets that condition. Yep, it meets that condition. Okay, now I can take the trade. And that's how I trade. Yeah. There's no emotion at all. It's just purely a game of probabilities. Whereas the investing side is totally different. Yeah. But what I found with Cake and DefiChain, once I've sort of found out what it was all about, once I met a lot of you guys, joined the community. To be honest, I mean, I'm still into, I still research and look at other projects and things like that. But for me, Cake and DefiChain is the solid project. What I'm really hanging out for is not the synthetic stocks, but the derivatives, which are coming afterwards. So I mean, that's what I started trading in, is derivatives, options. So I'm really curious to see what comes of the derivatives on DefiChain. Yeah, and what the future holds. There's going to be massive potential there, I think. Yeah, it's exciting.
Cool. We might bring you back when these products are ready to launch, because I see we have a real professional sitting there, and we spoke about it yesterday already, that you are such a original gangster when it comes to trading, right? What I would be really interested, because I'm not a trader, I can't trade shit, right? So for me, it's like, and whenever I do a trade, then there's far too much emotion in there, because I buy it and then it takes a different turn, and I've got for sure no stop loss set, and so I can't handle that, right? That's why I don't trade anymore. But I would be really interested in getting a little bit more deeper into that and understand your system as well, because this completely separating yourself from emotions on a trade, I think that's the only way to go, right? Otherwise, you end up broke or you lose your head.
Yeah. Yep, for sure. I mean, like I've said, I'm no guru trader, but over the years I've blown up lots of trading banks. I've traded lots of things. I've had a lot of success. I've had a lot of failures as well. But the one thing I've learnt is to take the emotion out of it. Like I said, I'm purely technical analysis, and some people think technical analysis is crap. Some people are purely fundamental, but for me, it works. Technical analysis works, and I treat it like a game of probability, just like the casino, the roulette wheel, whatever. That's how casinos win. The odds are stacked in their favor. They know if they spin the wheel 1,000 times, eventually they're going to come out in front. It's the same with trading. You have winners, you have losers, but I know my strategy works over the long term. I know over 100 trades that, I know my percentages. I know what's going to win. I know what's going to lose. And to be honest, the way that I trade now, crypto, most trades probably 10% or less that I make all my profit on, and they're the ones that run. The strategy I do now, like I said, I put a stop loss and a take profit in, but that first take profit is only 50%. So as soon as it hits my first take profit, my trades break even. I can't lose any money. So what I do then is wait for a swing high and a low, and then I'll move my stop loss up just below that swing low, if you like, and then try and ride it up. And that's where you make all your profit. That's probably 80% of your trades, and you're relying on those runners to make all of your profit, and that's where you make it. Yeah.
Okay.
But
When
like I
you
said, what I found is that investing, especially like in Cake and DefiChain, you don't have to do anything. You put your money in, and you're making that 100%. So,
but Dave, you know there are a lot of people out
it's a
there.
no-brainer.
Yeah, but there are still a lot of people out there, and I've been also in that position like some time ago, where you always try to look for the faster horse, right? And people are always greedy, and people are never happy. And I became kind of boring in crypto, right? I invest in very, very few projects, and these are the ones where I hold larger positions, and I have like some smaller projects. They are far more risky with a very small percentage of my portfolio. But people always want more, right? It's greed, I think, and I think greed is a risky. It's a risky thing to take when it comes, because you don't want to lose the money. So if you invest, yeah, is technical analysis for your investment as important as for the trade? I guess no, right? Do you just buy when you like a project, or you then also, if you want to hold it for a long time, try to get the perfect entry? How do you do it there?
Yeah, good point. What I do, you can definitely use technical analysis for timing your entry into an investment. That's the key. Like I said, the strategy I use works on any time frame. So last year, nearly a year ago, if you have a look, I think it was end of August. It was around $11,000. Now, I put a couple of orders in overnight because there was a signal there on I can't remember, it might have been a weekly chart now, which I don't normally take, but there was a really good signal on a weekly chart. Now, I went to bed and I put an order in for, I think it was 10,550 and $10,050. And I woke up the next morning and I got filled. I was filled on all those. So that was about a year ago, and that was like I said, it was only just over a year ago I sort of got into crypto, but I thought, this is the go. I've got to be in here, and I want to get into the game. So that was my first big buy into Bitcoin again, apart from the initial Bitcoin I bought 8 or 9 years ago. But yeah, that was my big entry, and I purely used technical analysis to get into that, and it worked great. I mean, if you go back and have a look at the chart around that time, it only dropped down to just below 10,000, I think it was, and it's gone up ever since. It went up to 60,000, and I time my entry with technical analysis into the Bitcoin. So it definitely works. I mean, I don't use just technical analysis for investment, but yeah, I use that to time my entry. So, I'll do a lot of research and fundamentals and things, but then I think, okay, right, that is a good project, or that is a good coin. I want to enter that. When am I going to enter it? And then I'll use technical analysis to time my entry to enter it. Yeah. So yeah, you definitely can use it.
So on YouTube, there are a lot of these master guru traders out there, right? And MACD and Bollinger Bands and averages and RSI, and it's like verbal diarrhea, right? So I've got the feeling they use whatever suits them just to come up with some content. Are you using all these tools, or are you using a very limited set that gives you these signals, when to enter, when to sell? How do you came up with that? You said you have a system. It sounds quite simple compared to what these guys are doing. What's the idea behind that?
It is, and like I said, I've been doing technical analysis for probably over 20 years. Over that time, I've tried everything, Bollinger Bands, RSI, Fibonacci, everything. At some stage, I've tried and researched and whacked it on my chart, and sometimes you end up with 10, 20 indicators on a chart, and it just means there's 10, 20 reasons to keep you out of a trade, really. What I've found over the years is that you keep going back to basics, and that's what works. It's crazy, but keep it simple, stupid. The old KISS principle. That's what really works. Now, currently, like I said, that the strategy I use now, it doesn't only work on crypto. I mean, if the whole crypto market died tomorrow, I'd go back and trade Forex, because the exact same strategy I use works on Forex and works fine. And it works on any time frame. Now, it is 3 indicators, and that's all. I use a 10 EMA, exponential moving average, a 20 exponential moving average, and a MACD, and that's it. I do use Fibonacci a little bit as well, just looking for levels. And I've actually got 3 strategies that I use, but the main one just uses the 2 moving averages and the MACD. And when I say I use the MACD, I only use the MACD as well. I don't use the histogram or anything. It's just the one line. That's all I use. Yeah. And I can't remember now. I think it's about, I've got two check sheets. I've got one that's got, I think it's got about 8 or 10 boxes I've got to tick. And they're the must-have. Like, before I even consider entering a trade, I've got to tick every box on that list. Now, if I can tick every box on that list, I've got another list which increases the probability. So I can't take the trade unless I can tick all the first boxes. But if I can tick, just say I had a signal on 3 different coins at the same time, what I'd do then is go to my second checklist and see which one had the higher probability. So if I could tick more boxes in my second checklist, that one's got a higher probability. So I'll take that one over the one that only ticks the first boxes, if you like. So it's very systematic. It's very mechanical, no emotion, and it is very simple. Very, very simple. Yeah.
Okay, you said it's simple, but to be honest, for me, it's a complete new world because I'm not a trader. I'm more the investor. So have a look on the background, on the technique, what is on the roadmap. Do I understand the vision? Maybe one step towards this direction again. DefiChain, you mentioned it. You are looking forward to the derivatives, but overall, the stock thing coming up now. What is your opinion here? And Mark, maybe put also one comment from Kunga here inside. Is also interesting because a lot of people see here the value of DefiChain. Yeah, this DeFi having stocks, not centralized. Do you also see this vision?
That's I'm really interested to see what comes out, and how it's going to work on DefiChain. I mean, options, which is a derivative, was my first introduction to trading. I loved options. It was a great way to trade. There's a lot of really advanced strategies and a lot of potential to make a lot of money. So I'm really curious to see how it's going to work on DefiChain. For me, it'll be purely a trading tool, and a way to generate extra money to invest. But yeah, I've read up about it like you guys. I'm not, I don't get right into it and focused on it. And this is it. This is what we need. I'll hang back a little bit, wait for it to come out, see what it's all about, and see how I can use it to my advantage. Yeah. But it's interesting times for me. It's early days in DeFi, and the whole DeFi really excites me. Yeah, it's massive. I think it's going to be a massive thing. Yeah. So just exactly how it's going to work, I'm not too sure yet. But I know it's a tool that we're going to be able to make money out of somehow. And I mean, I think there's a lot of other people like me and a lot of other traders that will, that could potentially bring to DefiChain, which will, drive the whole system as well. Yeah, exciting times.
Okay, but I see you are a little bit different. So you are this trader. Emotions have no place. This is a tool. I want to make money.
No. That's all it is. You've got to, I mean, as soon as you put emotions into trading, you'll lose. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
The whole market is driven on fear and greed. And that's the hardest thing. It's still the hardest thing for me now today is not the trading. The trading part's easy. I mean, I can teach my strategy to my 10-year-old daughter in 5 minutes. What you've got to do is be disciplined. You've got to stick to those rules and you've got to not be emotional. And as soon as you take that out of it, you'll find you'll start making money. But, as soon as you put the fear and the greed or the emotions back into it, I guarantee you'll lose. Guarantee it every time. I've been there. I've done it several times.
How
and that's
good?
why I picked up my tool bag several times as well and went back to work. I mean, if my trade's not working and my head's not in the right spot, it's time to pick up the tool bag and go back to work. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a mental game.
You say in trading, emotions have nothing to do, right? So how is it then with investing and your emotions? Have you got your emotions similar under control in your investments, or is this then harder for you because you have no stop loss set there? You've got most likely not a take profit set up. How is it investing? Are you there a little bit more nervous, or are you there also like ice cold and that's no emotions and I go for it and whatever Bitcoin or whatever this coin does, you don't care at all? How is it in that space?
I try to be like that, but in honesty, I mean, we're human. You have emotions, and that's the trick, Yeah, sure. With investing, I'm a little bit more worried. A little bit more emotional. I do my research too, and I mean, I have faith in DefiChain, in Cake, in the community, in the people, and that puts my mind at ease. You've got to take the emotion out. I mean, too many people put everything into it, hoping for the get rich quick thing. They lose, and it gives crypto a bad rap. Crypto's not bad. Yeah.
Now, I completely agree. So when I talk with other people, right, I have this high confidence in DefiChain and I'm so heavily involved here, but I know so many little details. And this puts me, like I said, it puts my mind at ease because I know what's going on behind the scenes, right? I think for me, it would be so much harder to buy into a different DeFi project or whatever other crypto projects where I don't know so much details, because crypto is volatile and kind of crazy sometimes, and if you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, it's like flying blind in a fighter jet through the mountains in some way, right? It's like everything can go wrong anytime, right? And with DefiChain, that kind of started me to relax also as an investor, because the more I knew the people, the community, the product, that made me much more relaxed about the whole thing, because I was always very worried about price fluctuations, right? But since I'm in DefiChain over the last 2 years, I think I became far more relaxed. I'm not as cool as DC, for example, and I'm not as far as cool as Julian, but I became far cooler that I know how things work and how I can trust these people, right?
Yes, yeah. So price is not the prior one thing. Yeah, you are not looking on the price every day. I have no idea where the current price is of DeFi. It's not the relevance. Yeah, I'm just looking a few times a week, just for information. But it's not this thing up and down, and then the emotions.
Why is it crashing? Why is it going up like last night?
Roller coaster.
Cool.
That's a funny thing that you see in the Telegram group as a moderator. Like, I mean, I know the community, I know you guys, I know the background. You get people in there that are panicking, like the crypto market's crashing, it's the end of the world. And I mean, the market's gone down for 3 days in a row. Really? Big deal. That's crypto. Like, It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
This is a very nice transition, and this is what I really wanted to ask you, because I think being a moderator, it's a lot of respect that I have to give you for that. I think it's really difficult. It's not only you out there. DC is a moderator. There are a couple of other fantastic guys who help the community. This is something where I would really struggle with. How do you deal with the people out there who need help, right? And there are enough out there, and they are sometimes unreasonable maybe, or they don't do their research, and they throw everything at you. So how can you deal with this? And you invested a lot of time. Tell us a little bit about how is life as a moderator, and what pisses you off, what makes you happy. What's the story behind that? Because we need more moderators out there, but I think it's very difficult. It's not an easy thing to do.
It's not easy to do. Questions over and over again. You know, the same things again and again and again. Very rarely, but occasionally, I get up and I walk away. I've got to. You know, you can't see what goes on in the background in my house, but you know, I take it down. Look at this idiot. But then I'll relax, and then you come back and you think, okay, I'll tell him like this, and you try and explain it this way. They still don't get it. So then you'll go another angle, again and again and again. But what's really what drives me is, I like helping people, right? And I really believe in the project. And for me personally, that was a way that I can help the whole project. For me, helping people, giving other people knowledge from setting people straight, that's going to help the project, and if I can help that makes me feel good. It makes, it's got to help DefiChain cake a little bit, and if I only help a little bit, I'm doing my part. I believe in the project, and that's my way of helping. That's the way I can help. Yeah, but it's not easy. Yeah, you're right.
Very nice, doing your part. Yeah, I think that's the key message. Yeah, everyone out there, if you can help anybody with anything,
you do what you can.
It's your part. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all it's about. That was a way for me to help, so I jumped at it. Yeah.
No, that's cool.
And
that's cool, Dave.
I also thought it'll, give me a few more connections. It'll help me learn, and I can help people, and I'm doing my part for DefiChain. So, yeah, that's why. That's the why.
Cool, it's fantastic. DC, somebody said in one of our latest news shows recently, don't ask what DefiChain can do for you, ask what it can do for DefiChain. I think that's a very nice note to end our chat on. We are 1 hour into the fireside chat already. It's really, we need all of you out there, guys. I think we mentioned it so many times. It's a team approach. It's a team effort. It's not Dave alone. It's not Yusin, Julian, DC. There are so many people out there. It's like really what we make with this project. And Patrick, for example, said it recently in a call. He said, this is such an amazing community and there's so much going on. And we have to bring it out in the world and spread the word. And we need all of you out there. I think that's really, really, really important. We are just a couple of these people who make it happen. And very happy to have you, Dave, for your support. And thanks for coming on tonight.
Yeah, really, thanks.
No worries. It's an awesome community. Awesome community.
I agree. Hey, man, enjoy your 50th birthday tomorrow. Big party.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Celebrate with the kangaroos in your backyard and send us some pictures. And yeah, I hope... Oh, what is this?
Bundaberg rum.
Bundaberg rum. Yeah, I know that. I had Bundaberg. I know Bundaberg out of the bottle. Hey, man, thanks so much for coming. Everybody out there, I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more how it is to be an Australian moderator in the bush. And
trader.
Thank you very much, DC, for joining tonight. And yeah, guys, this was the second episode of the Fireside Chat. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave us a like if you like what you see. And yeah, see you next time for the next Fireside Chat in 1 month or all the other formats that are coming on a regular basis. Have a nice evening. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.